welcome back to the live demonstration area. We are very, very pleased to welcome Aerovac-Composites 1 for the next demonstration. Aerovac will do a dynamic demonstration contrasting the traditional in-shop kit cutting with the use of specialized Aerovac material kits, highlighting significant time-saving advantages. Please give a very warm welcome to our two experts, Jim Knox, a technical services manager from Aerovac, and James Jones, a lead technical support manager for Composites 1. Gentlemen, the demonstration floor is yours.
Thank you, Joanna. Welcome everyone to our demonstration. Aerovac is a leading global supplier of vacuum bagging consumables. We have locations here in Europe, in Mondovi, Italy, where we manufacture our bagging film and release film. We have a kitting facility in Toulouse, France, which manufactured the kits that we'll be demonstrating today. We also have locations in the UK, the United States, and in Brazil, so we can get our process material solutions to you wherever you are. Okay, so what are kits? The conventional method for using your vacuum bagging consumables is roll stock. And for many customers, this is a perfectly acceptable and a great way to receive your materials. We found many customers, however, enjoy our kitting services. In our kitting services, we measure your tool and we create a unique design, and then we will cut to the exact shape of your tool every layer of process consumables that you use. Vacuum bagging film, release film, breather, peel ply. If it's a infusion application, flow media. You might say, why would I do kitting? Basically, kitting is a cost savings through time saving and waste reduction. Most customers find that they can bag up a part with a kitted solution in about 1/3 the time. Also, you'll have no trimming waste at all in your shop. You know, we do the kit cutting and we reduce the waste throughout the entire value stream because we can nest different parts together and have less waste in the kitting operation. Okay, so what we're going to do today in just a moment, we're going to start the demonstration and we're going to have a pre-recorded video in the bottom corner where we're bagging the same part using roll stock. So Nicola, if you could, please begin and please start the video as well. Yes, so if you see what Nicola is doing over here, the kit will arrive sealed. So in this case, we're demonstrating that it's been folded and then sealed in a bag to protect it, ensure there's no FOD. Also, we manufacture the kits in a humidity-controlled setting so that the film is very soft, and by sealing the bag, it arrives to you in the same condition, ready to use. Another option for packaging, based on the size of your kit and your preferences, we can also roll it on a core and provide it to you in that way instead of fold it in a bag like this. And we can package all of the materials together in one bag, or we can separate them. We can work with you to package it the way you need.
One of the first things you'll notice in the video where they're bagging from roll stock is we have two operators, but in the demo we only have a single person laying up the kit. Another thing you'll notice in the video, they're putting down the release film. It's an A6200 release film, and Nicola here is using a combination product. So it's the A6200 combined with the RC3000 breather material. So that is additional labor savings to get a combination product. The other thing you'll notice with the kit is we're able to incorporate some details that aren't possible with the roll stock. So we're able to seam these little tabs on here so that we don't get any FOD from the breather onto our pre-preg part.
Yes, and with the kitting here, with our 2-in-1, it just makes it even faster to kit this up. We can use any materials that you require in your kitted solution. So in terms of the breather, it can be a nylon, a polyester, full range of weights and thicknesses are available. And in terms of release film, we're demonstrating an ETFE release film today. We can use FEP or any other material as needed for your application, either as individual layers or as a combination product at your preference.
And what Nicola is doing now is he's just putting these tabs together with the FT1 flash tape. It's good to 400 degrees so it can withstand the autoclave cure cycles of your prepreg parts.
Yeah, so why don't we do a check-in with the pre-recorded video in the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see that they are still working on the first layer, which in the case is the release film only. And you also get a good demonstration of the kind of waste you get in bagging from roll stock, where you have to pull off an oversized piece, and then you do a lot of trimming, and it all goes in the waste bin. Whereas in our solution, it's already pre-cut, so there's no waste for you in your facility.
Another thing you'll notice in the video is they're having to use scissors or cutting instruments to custom tailor the material. And that's going to be different from part to part because each operator has a different type of craftsmanship, and they're going to make the cuts in different locations. With the kit, the cuts will be in the same locations every time, and the only thing we used the scissors for was cut the bag open initially.
So in that regard, the kitted solution is a safety improvement in your facility because you're eliminating a cut hazard for your employees where you're not having to use scissors in your shop. Also, the kits are very lightweight and easy to work with. Roll stock can be heavy, so it eliminates a lifting hazard as well. So you have safety improvements, and in terms of quality, it will be bagged the same way every time. So it eliminates a source of variability in your process that one technician might bag it a little differently than another. Maybe one technician doesn't have enough pleats in the right places. The pleats are too small. You get some bridging. So you get consistent quality with the kitted solution from operator to operator.
Yeah, as Jim mentioned, you're not dealing with roll stock, so you don't need the process material racks taking up space in your shop, so you can reclaim some of the space. Some of the other benefits are that you know exactly what your cost is per part. So your process materials are no longer a shop cost. They can be assigned directly to the part being made.
Yes. A quick word about how we make kits. If you take a look at the video, you'll notice that our colleagues in the pre-recorded video are wearing hairnets, and they're wearing the coats, the lab jackets. We do make our kits in a completely FOD-free environment, very clean, temperature and humidity controlled, so that the materials will arrive to you perfectly clean with no foreign objects and ready for use.
Yeah. So Nicola is now applying the VacSeal 2042 sealant tape to the perimeter of the mold. In our case, this is the only product that's not included in the kit. It can be included in the kit, but a lot of times we don't because you can get issues with cold flow of the tape.
Yes, the sealant tape is a product with a shorter shelf life than the other products in the kit. So the decision on whether to include the sealant tape in the kit or buy it separately in a box is really going to come down to how quickly you're consuming the kits, how long you're storing them, and what environment they're in. We can work with you to make that decision on the sealant tape. Now the VacSeal 2042, we're ready for the bag, so let's pay attention to this. So our bagging film, if you notice a couple things, you'll notice the markings on the bag immediately. Hopefully you can see it in the camera shot. So we can mark for you exactly a location on the bag. In our case, we put the name Aerovac where the center goes, so that when the technician brings it out, they know exactly where to place it down. We can mark for you a corner, the center, whichever makes sense for your part. And then the lines that you see are pleat locations and pleat sizes. And you'll notice we do have a sealant tape already in the pleats on this bag to make pleating much more easy and fast. So in this case, we're using the sealant tape that we've applied to the tool just to seal the bag to the perimeter, and we've pre-sealant taped the pleats.
Yeah, so in this case, the pleats are going to be the same length in every kit. So from part to part, you're going to have pleats in the the same height, and the same location.
Yep.
And so it's very easy to train new operators on laying up a part when you have a custom kit that it fits the same way every time.
And what we're demonstrating today in terms of the bagging film is our StretchVac 4000 pink bagging film. It's good for 214C up to 214C autoclave cures. It's a great general purpose bagging film. It's very soft, remains soft in a wide variety of environmental conditions. In places where you can't control the humidity that it gets dry, it'll stay soft for you. And we do have a full line of vacuum bagging consumables that we can tailor to your cure temperature. And in terms of the sealant tape, the yellow tape we're demonstrating today is Aerovac's VacSeal 2042. Again, a great general purpose sealant tape, 204C cure, nice and tacky at room temperature. But again, we have a full line. We have lower temperature and higher temperature tapes depending on your needs.
Yeah, so if we check in with the video where they're bagging from roll stock, they're still tailoring the breather material. And Nicola here he's already got his bag tacked down in the corners, and he's starting to seal the edges and pleat the bag. And he hasn't picked up a pair of scissors yet.
Yeah, and another point there, really the only waste that he's generating at all is the backing paper for the sealant tape. So huge waste reduction there in your facility. A quick word about kit design. If you've not used kits before, what we would want to do is select a trial application. You'd want to select a part that is particularly difficult to bag because you want to use this to solve a problem for yourselves. So pick one that's difficult to bag or that takes a long time to bag, especially it takes a lot of time in the trimming of the consumables. And then we would come in, we would take the measurements, we would generate a design in CATIA, and then we would load that design into our automated cutting equipment, cut all the plies very fastly and very quickly and efficiently. And that's the key point, how you save money throughout the value stream. We're going to be able to cut them more quickly than you can. We're not just moving it to our shop. We have automated cutting tables that are very fast. So as I was saying, once we have cut the materials based on the design from our automated cutting tables, we would then make a sample, come to your facility with one of our technical service engineers and perform a fit test to demonstrate the value of the kit, how fast it is to bag, and also to validate the design and note any adjustments that might need to be made to the design. So just checking in on the video again. The guys in the video working with roll stock are on the second layer. They're doing the breather. And you know, what they've had to do, it's not just, they had to cut the giant square and then trim it down, but they also had to create all the flaps. It's a lot of extra cutting time there. And now they're tacking down those flaps with the flash tape, whereas our colleague here is very far into bagging it up and applying the bag to the sealant tape.
Yeah, the other thing we can do with the kitting process, Jim mentioned that we have automated cutting tables in our facility. When we're cutting peel ply, especially, if you're cutting it with scissors, you get a lot of frayed edges due to the woven nature of the fabric. And with the automated cutting, we can cut and seal the edge at the same time. So that's something you can't do in your facility, but when you order a custom kit, that's one of the benefits you'll receive.
Yes, and also mentioned with the markings on the bagging film, we can work with you to tailor that. You know, we can put the name of the tool, the name of the part, the tool number, whatever helps you and your technicians to understand what kit to use where, especially if you have a lot of kits in your facility. Another point to make would be you would want to choose parts that you make frequently for kitting. If you make it very infrequently, you know, you're not going to save a lot of time with a kitted solution, but if it's a part that you're making frequently, and you know, you can really save a lot of labor in your facility.
So how many kits does it make sense to order at one time?
A good MOQ for kits is, I would say, is 10. because what that allows us to do, we want to make it efficiently for you and give you a very good price on the kit. And with any production facility, there's always setup costs and then machine time. So, if we can get a good minimum order quantity of units of 10, then that spreads that machine setup time out over more parts, so we can give you a very competitive cost.
Okay. So we're about 6 minutes in, or just over 6 minutes, and we're sealing up the third side of the bag. They haven't even started to pull the bag off the roll yet. They're still placing the breather material in place. And again, in the video, we have 2 operators. Here in the demo, we have 1. So not only are we going to get done in about a third of the time, we're going to use half the people. So
yes. So I do want to mention that we have kitting facilities in 2 locations. We have one in Toulouse here in France, and we have one in Salt Lake City in the USA, so that we can serve markets globally, and we'll select whichever of those 2 facilities is best for logistically providing the product to you. They're both maintain a very clean, humidity-controlled environments, and we're working with the materials that are on your specification. You'll find Aerovac products widely qualified on most customer aerospace specifications, and we'll work with you to ensure that we use the correct specified products in our kits.
So the bagging stack we're using today is representative of a final cure stack. We can also do kits for debulking. We have embossed bagging film, the HS8171 Quick Draw for debulking, and that can be converted into a kit as well.
Yes, and that allows us to provide you a debulk kit without the need for breather. With the embossed bagging film, it's a textured surface on the bagging film that allows airflow at room temperature without the need for the breather layer.
So we have the final pleats going down in the video. If we take a look at the video, they have cut the bag oversized. Like I said, each time they cut the bag, they're probably going to cut it either a little bit too long or a little bit too short. If the bag is too short, they're going to have to start over with another piece and generate a lot more waste. With the kits, the bag is the same dimensions every time, so it fits the same way time after time.
Another aspect of kitting is our heat seaming capability. If you require a kit for a very large bag or a very large part, we can heat seam it together. We can take the widest bagging film that's available and thermally weld it and build very large bags that are continuous and ready for use. We can also kit with sealant tape, where you seal the bags together with sealant tape. Generally, for the aerospace market, we do the thermal welding. The sealant tape seam bags are more popular in infusion applications. And a quick word about markets. For kitting, our number 1 market is aerospace. However, we have found customers to value this service in all industries. We are providing kits for automotive, the marine market, and in wind, we have a bit of a unique solution where instead of kitting in this way, you take advantage of the nature of a wind blade where the root is wider than the tip. We can take 2 blades and kind of nest them together, one root to tip, one tip to root, take a very wide roll of bagging film and diagonally slice it and create 2 pre-cut formats for 2 blades out of a roll of film of the appropriate width.
Yeah, another advantage of the custom kits are that when you're using vacuum bag film, especially a nylon film, it's very sensitive to the ambient humidity. So in a very dry shop environment, the bag will tend to dry out. With the kits, each bag is packaged individually. So it's in a humidity-controlled bag, and so it's going to be soft and supple for every part that you lay up.
I do want to highlight, while we're demonstrating aerospace materials today in our kitting application, we can kit for you in your infusion application, in which case we would kit with a flow media. This is a combination product, release film and flow media 2-in-1, very similar how we've demonstrated the release film and breather 2-in-1 for a pre-preg application. And, in an infusion kit, we can prepare all the materials that go with it, the resin feed lines, the vacuum lines, fittings. This is it.
We can jump in a second.
Sure.
So Nicola has sealed the bag completely now, and he's attached the VBU, the vacuum brake unit. So it has a piece underneath the bag, and then it has a threaded piece that threads into that. So there's no cutting of holes in the bag because it's a self-cutting VBU. So now he's ready to connect the vacuum and pull vacuum on the bag.
Now he's just carefully positioning the bag to ensure that he has all the extra material where he needs it, so he gets no bridging.
So we're applying vacuum. It's about 9 minutes in, and they're still working on sealing the bag in the roll stock video.
Yeah, as we're watching him finish vacuuming now, just to finish what I was saying earlier, I mentioned kitting with infusion materials. This is an example of a combination product we have for infusion. It's VMS3 is the vacuum line, has a microporous membrane that allows air through and not resin to go on the part and we can kit this for you for your infusion application. So Nicholas is just going around now and checking all of his sealant tape, making sure it's nice and tight, sealed to the tool in the bag, checking all his pleats to be sure everything's is nice and tightly sealed. In the video, you can see our colleagues in the pre-recorded are beginning the pleating process as well. So they're having to, create the pleats as they go, put the sealant tape in the pleats, be sure they're in the right location and the right size by hand.
Yeah, so the video continues to run, I think, out to about 30 minutes. And so we're done in under 10 minutes with one person. I guess with that, we can open it up for any questions on the kitting process or any process material questions in general.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't hesitate to ask
While we're getting the microphone for any questions, I'll also mention, in the roll stock, we also offer a wide range of widths of our products. So, if maybe a kitted solution is not right for you, maybe a product that's been slit, still roll stock but slit to width, we have that. We have a variety of perforation patterns for our release films, so we can tailor the product to you in other ways in the roll stock form as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't hesitate to ask any questions while we have our experts here. We have mics on either side. If you have any questions on this side, don't hesitate. Okay, gentlemen, I have a question for you. What type of composite part would you say most benefits from kitting?
I would say that I would choose it based on two things. Difficult to bag, takes a long time to bag, and high volume part, where it's worth, having the kit in inventory. So part you make a lot and it's difficult to bag.
Okay, great. And can you kit with materials specified by your customer?
Yes, Aerovac materials are widely specified on most customer specifications, so we can meet your needs and provide you with kitted, qualified products.
Okay, well, here you have it in 10 minutes. So you've got time and efficiency savings, worldwide dispatching locations. What more can be said about this fantastic product? Thank you so much for the demonstration, gentlemen. Aerovac will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for their last demonstration. Otherwise, if you would like to have more personalized discussions with them, don't hesitate to visit them in Hall 5. It's down H13. I'm sure the team would love to answer your questions. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for the demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, our next live demonstration will take place in 15 minutes with Magnum Venus Products, who are going to explain how to inject collapsible resin channel with SVP seal technology that's taking place in the next, in 20 minutes now. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your afternoon at the Eject World Show.